got a lot of stress, unfortunately, that comes along with our investing information, but we've got the expert here for investing.
That's right. Our financial experts, Phil Bollin, joining us. How much do you know about Swedish chocolate?
I know I like to eat it.
Yeah, maybe that's why the stock went so high.
Yes, apparently.
Maybe.
But today, there's a lot of stuff we talk about. There's so many people, there's so many social media sites, there's so many websites that tell you how you should invest, and you're saying enough of it.
Yeah, so a lot of times we tell people to tune out the noise. There's a lot of stories out there. You know, for example, this time of year, we just had the Super Bowl, right? Mm-hmm. And they'll tell us that if the market will go one way if a team from this conference wins, or it'll go this way if a team from a different conference wins. Or this year we have an election, a big year coming up in November, right, with the election. And there's data that shows that the stock market performs at X% with Democrats and X% with Republicans. Mm-hmm. Who should you be hoping for? And there's a lot of noise out there, and really the data behind it is statistically insignificant. There's not a lot of data behind it. So we have to keep focused on our investment strategies despite all that noise out there.
You make a great point, and I took a class on this, and we hate politics on the show. We don't do politics on this show. But they showed me that after an election where the stock market went going way back, and it was inconsequential who got elected. You might get a bump here initially, but I think that's huge for people to go into that really doesn't affect, and that's based on historical facts and figures, correct?
Right.
Well, I think there's, though, a whole segment of the media right now. You can watch television all day about the stock market. You can watch shows that scare the living heck out of you. We should buy this, and there's bells and whistles and bing, 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 and y'all know what I'm talking about. But I feel like that's not the way to go, and I think that's what you're saying is like, tune that noise right out. So what do we tune in?
Yeah, so again, understand what the agenda is for the person who's telling you this. Do they have gold or some type of annuity product or insurance product to sell you? Is that why they're trying to scare you, mm-hmm. or are they really giving you helpful advice? And again, there's a right time and a right place for every product in investment out mm-hmm. there, but again, don't make rash decisions based on what someone says is going to happen.
There is information overload.
Correct.
And it's like, what's the right information?
So just on with us a few times now, and today he brought, I thought it was just props, but this is a little bit more than props here. What do we got?
Yeah, so popcorn.
Popcorn. Well, it's called popcorn, Eric.
Yes, okay.
So
I just wanted to eat it.
Okay, you wanted to introduce it in the conversation.
So, tune out the noise. It happens to also be the name of a film that Bollin Wealth Management is going to screen at the Maumee Indoor Theater. I'm sure you've mm-hmm. seen
many a film.
Yeah. Perhaps some misspent youth.
That's right.
Right. And this movie, Tune Out the Noise, is by
Errol Morris film.
Errol Morris.
Yep.
Okay, it's a documentarian type deal.
Award-winning documentarian.
Okay.
The Fog of War.
Oh, sure, yeah, about the Vietnam War and McNamara. Awesome.
2003 Academy Award winner. He got this
mm-hmm.
idea through an investment company to document what happened in the 1960s when a bunch of researchers from the University of Chicago actually started pouring through the data on investments. And what they discovered was certain ways that people can invest to tilt the odds in their favor and really dispel a lot of the myths that were coming out of Wall Street at the time. So it's a educational and an entertaining movie. It's 88 minutes. I saw it back in October and had the idea to bring it to the Toledo area here because it's such a great and fascinating story to tell. There's a lot of information in there.
Does it feel like it translates? You said it happened in the 60s. Does it feel really like it translates for today's investor?
Exactly. So what they found led to the creation of index funds, which everyone is familiar with today, factor investing, which maybe not as many people are familiar with today, but has really kind of moved away from picking individual stocks and moving more towards lower cost investments, putting really more control in the individual investor's hands.
So Phil, when was the first time that did you sit down and watch this and think, oh wow, this is going to make an impact on me, and not just me, but it could make an impact on the investors as well?
It was October of last year, so it's taken this long to schedule.
That's good. That's good.
And it's part of, I mean, you're the expert, but part of your job is also educating your clients so that they know, here's our plan, exactly. Here's our long term, so that they go with you and feel the trust that you instill in them.
Exactly.
So that's part of this.
Yep. So again, March 21st, registration will start at 5:45. The film will show at 6:30. We'll have time for Q&A and meet and greet. There'll be refreshments.
And they'll hopefully popcorn,
Oh,
right?
yeah. I'm going to be eating all of Phil's popcorn, I promise you.
Awesome.
Are you going to do the time warp again? Are you going to do a little...
Yeah, there's
I don't think anybody wants to
not like
see
that.
that.
No.
or hear
All
that.
right. All right. Well, Phil Bollin, bringing popcorn, always appreciated when you're here.
and great information.
Yes, good stuff. Thank you so much. All right, up next.